All right. Hello, I'm April Pope. I'm your 401k advisor here at Alvis. I'm excited to chat with you all today. And I wish I were in person. These were all designed to be at each location around the state. But as of COVID, things have just changed. So we're all in different places. But we still wanted to bring some education to you, make sure you know how to use your 401k benefit. And so the process here today, or really the goal, our agenda is going to be meet me. Hello, that's me. Not too much exciting there. A little bit, we'll talk about the 401k plan highlights, how to get free money from Alvis, financial wellness, what that means for you and the additional benefit that you have as an Alvis employee, and then we will leave time for questions. So it's going to take probably 10, 15 minutes to run through the information. As you see, I am recording this, so if there's something you miss or you want more information, this will go out. I'll be sending this to Toya afterwards, so she'll have this to send out to people. But we will have live questions, so you can either, as we're going, I'm happy for you to continue to put them in the chat. That's fine, or just pop on the screen at the end would be the best, and we'll answer any questions you have. Also, there was a link that was sent out if you want to meet one-on-one. If your question is specific and personal to you, I think I already have like 7 or 8 or 9 already scheduled for today, but anytime after today, you can hit that button on my calendar that says for Alvis employees, and you can schedule a one-on-one phone call or Zoom if you'd like with me. So yeah, meet me. I'm April. Like I said, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. That's where we are headquartered here. To know a little bit about me, 3 fun facts about me. I have 3 sons who my husband and I are currently figuring out how to homeschool starting Monday. Wish us luck. And I used to live in South Africa, and I love playing rugby. 3 random things about me that you can know. On the professional side, I'm a certified financial planner, and that is why I am here to help you, not only with your 401k or your retirement goals, but also debt elimination, savings, planning. All of those things are what the topics that I'm able to help you with. So that's why Alvis brought me in as the advisor, so that it's not just focused on retirement, but any type of financial wellness, you're able to reach out to me. So through this, we can meet. But also, we had one already. I don't know if any of you participated. We had what was called a chat with a CFP day with a certified financial planner, and we will be hosting another one of those this year, and it went really well. Where my calendar, I just blocked my calendar for Alvis employees only, and you can schedule like a 15-minute chat, and we talk about anything that you have to do with your finances that you have questions about. Especially with COVID right now, there's a lot of questions coming out about what should I do with loans. Should I defer my mortgage for a while? Anything you can think of, you can ask questions at that time. So if any questions right now, pop in. Otherwise, I'm going to run through. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover today. When can you participate in the plan? How can you put money into your account? How often can you change your contributions? How does Alvis put money into your account? And can you borrow money from your 401k? So these are the main questions that I get a lot of, and so we want to make sure we cover these first, and then if you have any other additional questions, we'll be happy to answer those as well. So first off, when? So there's this 401k plan here. When can you participate? So you're eligible to contribute your own funds, your own money, once you've worked out Alvis for 120 days and you're at least 20 years old. So as soon as that time hits, you're able to contribute to the plan. This does exclude like union employees, non-resident aliens, leased employees. If you're not sure of your employment status, you can reach out to HR and they can let you know whether you'll be eligible or not. For some of you who are on the call, if you were employed as of last November, you're immediately eligible. So this only applies to people who were hired after November 30th of last year. Otherwise, if you were one that was hired after November 30th, you can start contributing the first day of the following month. So if you hit your 120 days and that's in the middle of the month, you won't be able to start until the first day of the following month. All right, here's an example there for you. So Victor was hired on January 1st. On May 1st, he would have worked here 120 days. So it won't start May, it'll start June 1st is when he can start contributing his own funds to the plan. All right, so how does money go into your 401k? 3 ways that you can get money into your retirement account. 1, you can put money in from your paycheck. We just talked about when you're eligible to do that. 2, if you have a former retirement plan, maybe a 401k or a 403b from somewhere else you worked, and you want to maybe consolidate it and put it into your Alvis 401k, you can do that as well. And there's different, depending on what type of plan it is, majority of them can go in there, but you can ask, I can meet with you to make sure it's the right fit for you. And then third, Alvis contributes on your behalf. And we will get into that to figure out how you can get that match and get that free money. But those are the three main ways that money goes into your account. All right, now money from your paycheck. If we're putting in your own money, you can select a specific percentage of your salary. So that's what we call salary deferrals. Now you can choose two ways. It could be pre-tax. That's your traditional, if you've had an IRA before or a 401k before, it comes out before you pay taxes on it, goes into your account. Grows all the way until it's time to retire. And when you take it out, whatever amount you take out, it's going to be taxed at that time.
What's up, Gloria?
Good. How are you?
What's going on?
Hi, if you don't mind muting yourself if you're on, that would be good if you guys are talking. So the other way is Roth. You do have a Roth option, which means you can put money in after tax. So if you put money in after tax, you get taxed on a regular paycheck, it goes in, and then that grows into your Roth account. And then when it's time to take money out, you don't pay taxes on it. So you have both of those options with your Alvis 401k. Also, you can make changes on the first of, it's actually, you can make them now the first of the month. We switched this, so you can do them once a month, and you can stop your deferrals at any time. So just understand you can change them once a month, but you can stop them anytime. And when you log into your account for the first time, you're going to see where you get to choose that amount. Any questions anybody want to pop in real quick? I don't want to go too fast, but the reason I'm kind of going through this is so you guys can ask specific questions at the end. And it'll go back out to you as well. All right, I'll move on. So rolling funds from a former retirement plan. As I mentioned, if you have an old 401k, 403b, or one of these eligible retirement accounts, Alvis does allow you to roll that in and check with me. So it's pretty simple, but I like to kind of call it white glove service. So if you have a 401k or old one that you want to roll over, make an appointment, chat with me on the phone. We'll look at your statement. We'll even call on three-way if you'd like the former employer to make sure they don't have additional paperwork. But basically, we just help you get through that so that you can roll it into your account here. But it's usually pretty simple. Now, the good part, how do you get free money from Alvis? So that's what we want to talk about next. So they will match contributions. I will say if you've been with Alvis for a while, for several years, it used to be where they put money in regardless of whether you put money in or not. That changed last year. So they are willing to put in more. You'll see that in a second, up to 4%, but it is only if you're contributing your own money. So even if you're putting in, $5 a paycheck or 1%, it's okay. They're going to match that, and I'll show you how that goes. So you're eligible for the match once you've been here for 12 months and worked 1,000 hours. And here's how the match formula goes. They match 100% up to the first 3% of your salary. So if you put in 1%, they're putting in 1%. You put in 2, 2, 3, 3. After that, they match basically 50 cents on the dollar for the next 2. So to put this in like English and easiest way, I always get the question of how can I get the most free money? So this means if you put in 5% of your salary, Alvis is going to be putting in an additional 4. So you have 9% going into your retirement account. That's really how it breaks down. You don't have to put 5%, but that's the most that you can get all of the free money. You can put more in. You can put in 20% of your salary. Alvis, as long as you stay below the maximum limits, contribution limits for the year, it's okay. But just by putting 20, Alvis is not going to put 20 in. The most max that Alvis is going to put in is 4%. And to get that, you have to put in 5. All right. Again, if you were employed by November 30th of last year, you're immediately eligible for the match. So this is already happening for you. And then can you borrow from your account? So yes, but there's always a but. Yes, you can borrow from your account, but it's only for financial hardship reasons. Now, these are IRS guidelines as to what is a financial hardship. Prevention of eviction, foreclosure. And it's not Alvis that decides, it's not myself. I mean, the IRS gives these very clear guidelines. And we have a person named Shauna McCarty. She's the one that processes those. So if you have something you think this is a financial hardship, can I borrow from my account? You reach out to Shauna. I can get you in the right, we can all get you to the right place, but basically they process that and let you know, yes, this will qualify according to the IRS rules, or it will not. But that's how you're able to borrow from your account. If it does qualify for a financial hardship, they can't exceed 50% of your vested balance, or $50,000. There is an interest rate because it's a loan, which is 1% above whatever the prime rate is. Has to be at least $1,000, and you can only have one loan at a time. So just keep those in mind. And of course, these will be repaid through your payroll deduct. So once you take the loan, it'll be like any other loan. You'll get an amortization schedule and it'll start coming out of your paycheck. And that's where I was saying all loans are reviewed outside of us. It's benefits administrators. They're our third-party administrator. They're the ones that handle any type of distributions. All right, I don't have any questions yet. So as we're rounding end, I want to talk about financial wellness. So what I mean here is retirement is one part of your financial life, but there's a lot of other things going on. Maybe you have savings that you want to do, goals, paying off debt, emergency fund, saving for kids' college, all of these things. So looking at it all together, we talk about building a financial house. These are kind of the ideas of what you have available to you through me, through your 401k plan. So if you have questions or need help with getting a debt elimination plan together, need help with, figuring out how to get to your 3 to 6 months expenses, budgeting. I do a lot of budgeting with some of the employees. Any of that information that you need help with. And if you were at I brought I was a teacher for 10 years, so I usually travel with things to show. So my display here, when I was at each location, it's kind of a financial snapshot. So we'll look at your budget, your debt elimination, any other accounts that you have, maybe Social Security, so we can figure out, are you on track for retirement? But just know it's above and beyond retirement. We're here to help you with pretty much anything you can think of financial wellness related. So for that part, I'm actually going to stop for a second, pause, check my chat, see if I have any other, thanks, just let me know that you can hear me. Let's pause for a second and see if there are any questions about the 401k benefit, how you can get in, how you can get free money, what to do. Are there any questions so far? I'm going to stop now. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have questions.
April, it's Toya. Can you hear me?
Hi, Toya. Yes, I can.
Hi. Hello. Hi, everybody. Okay, I've got a question. I'm confused.
Okay.
Well, that's not a question. It's a statement, but I've got a question. That goes to the confusion. Okay, so when you look at the 50% contribution, okay, you said there's a 100% match, employer match, at 3%, up to 3%.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was reading your statement. It was saying 50% between 4 and 5%.
Yes.
Help me right there.
Yes.
What happens at the 4%? Because I'm confused, and I have a lot of people that ask me, employees come to me with that, and I have not yet been able to clearly explain or state to them how that works, which is why I refer them to you.
I am going
but help me understand that.
Yes, I'm so glad you asked. Thank you for asking a question. Let me clear that up for everybody right now. So here, I'm actually going to bring on a visual, again, teacher mode. So here's how it works. And I wrote this out in the FAQs because I think this helps right here. I'm going to zoom in. All right, so here's what that means. You put in 1%, they're going to do 100% of that first 1%. You put in 2, they're going to do 2. You put in 3, they're going to do 3. Here's where that 50% comes in. So now you're putting in an addition. You've already done 3. We got that. So now you're like, I want to put in 4. Well, they're not going to put in a whole 4. They're only going to put a half in for that additional 1% that you put in. So that's how now they're putting in 3.5. Then if you say, I want to put in 5, well, they're not doing the full extra 1% you want. They're only doing a half of that. So that's how you get up to 4. So these two, once you get to 4, they've done half of that extra 1%, which gave you that 3.5. Then when you went to 5, they do half of that extra percent again to get you all the way up to 4. Anything above 5 doesn't matter. They're only putting in 4.
4% is the, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
4% is
That grid, this grid right here is very important to have.
okay. Okay. So this, and this is available. You guys have, this is called the Albus
Okay,
401k
we've got that.
frequently asked questions. Yep. And it's down here under how does Albus contribute to my account? So I think you're right. That's great. And even I like that you asked it because now it's on the screen and it's on the recording so people will be able to see it as well. And that's a standard, what's called a safe harbor match. And so it's a standard IRS kind of formula, 100% up to
Okay.
3% and 50 cents on four and five.
Okay.
The default formula for these types of plans. Great question.
Okay.
Did that help?
It does help. It
Okay.
does.
Okay. I'm so glad you asked a question. Thank you. Any other questions before we move on? I am going to pull up a demo to kind of show around where people can make changes and how they can do things inside the account. But I wanted to pause one more time. All right, it looks like we are okay. So I'm going to share my screen again. And now I'm going to show a demo site. So this is similar to what it's going to look like when you log into your site. And if you're logging into your site, put that in the chat quickly, but it's going to be lfg.com. If you're in your site, lfg.com, like lincolnfinancialgroup.com, if you want to log in, or even if you want to follow along. But when you first land in here, you're in your summary page. And just know that anything you do online, you can also call Lincoln and they will do it for you. So some people don't want to do, they don't want to mess it up, or they just don't like doing things online. That's why you have the 800 number. I'll have it on the screen here in a little bit. It's memorized. I think it's 800-510-4015. I'll put that up here in a second. But contributions, beneficiary changes, investment changes, those things can be done over the phone with a real live human. Right here pretty locally. So, but if you do want to come in here, you'll log in and see, your current balance. You can see your current rate of return if you click here, your current contribution or transactions. And then it's right here on the account. If you've already established your account, it's right here where you can increase. You can say, oh, I'm already doing 6%. Well, I want to maybe do 7. But if you're not sure, like, what does that 1% mean? If you go down here and click, how does this affect my paycheck? You'll actually see, if you have your information in here, you'll actually see, oh, if I go up 1%, that means my paycheck is going to be, $17 less, and 19 more is going into retirement because you're doing pre-tax, so it's not being taxed. And it just, if you have your age and everything in here, it just does a quick calculation based on how you have your money invested. That one change, if you do that all the way to your retirement date, could be an additional $56,000 if the returns are similar to what you have invested now. That's one of the, I think, probably favorited features right here to figure out how it really impacts your paycheck. So that's one thing, how you're able to change your contributions. You also, as you scroll down, are able to manage your beneficiaries right here. Definitely want to make sure you have at least a primary beneficiary on file. And at the end of the year, we'll run a report and we'll see who does not have beneficiaries, and we'll be reaching out to you because we have a no beneficiary report, because we just want to make sure your money goes to who you want it to go to in the event that something does happen to you. This number, the correct number will be on your screen here. This is a demo number, but the 5, 10, 40, 15 will show up here. So you can always, if you're in your account, you can call them, you can email, and they can help you as well. So as far as, I wanted to show the last thing, investments. And we're going to have another educational topic like this that talks more specifically about investments. But just know, even if you put money in, there's a default investment. So if you don't choose anything and you just say, I want 1% going in or 5% going in, there's already a default investment. It's going to be professionally managed by a group called Stadion, Professional Money Managers. But you can change that. This is your money. So you can come in, if you're the type that likes to pick different investments, there's a list of the different stocks and bonds and money market accounts that you have available to you. You can select those as well. So again, you don't have to. There's target date funds where they can just figure out what age you're going to graduate. what age you're going to retire, and then it'll automatically get more conservative as you go. And that's what it's designed to do by default, unless you actively make that change and say, no, I want to pick my investment. So you can find performance on here of how the investments are, and you can change your investments right online. But I do want to pull up the phone number. So if anybody is on and wants to write it down, how to get to Lincoln. I even made it big and bold. So, boom. All right. So 5, 10, 40, 15. Okay, I did have it right. So this is if you have any questions related to your account. Now, anybody can always call me. I think you guys all see my contact information. I'm more of the can I retire on time, budgeting, debt elimination, retirement, any of that. If it's specific to your account, I need to change something, I need to change my beneficiary, I need to stop my contribution, something like that, you're going to call Lincoln, or you're going to log in online and do those. I actually cannot change your contributions or your beneficiaries. I don't have that power to do that. So people call all the time, and I'll lead you to the right place. If you don't, if I can't do it, I'll get you to the right person that can help you. But this is really your first point of contact to change anything that's going on directly with your retirement account. So I am going to stop again because that's the end of the prepared remarks, if you will, that I have about the 401k. And we do have another 5 minutes. If anybody has any questions, or somebody in the office you heard asking a question at lunch and you just want to throw it out there, anything, anywhere, I would love to answer any questions we have, either in the chat, or feel free to unmute yourselves or jump off video and jump on with us.